Welcome into the Triple Option. I'm Paul Catalina alongside Garrett Ross. Last segment today, because Garrett and I have a lot to do betwixt shows today. And yes, I used betwixt. I'm feeling Shakespearean today.
Just feeling it. Okay. I respect it.
Do you think I could do a whole show, like, just speaking Shakespeare?
You could, yes.
I mean, I would have to have no co-host, but if I did Shakespeare, like, is that a show I could sell to college football fans? Is Shakespeare Does College Football?
If you're doing, like, takes from the weekend, hell yeah.
Like, if I could get some Shakespearean actors together and I wrote in Shakespeare form, like, the things that happen, the drama in college football, would that be funny?
Yeah.
Don't take it too seriously.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't take it too seriously at all.
Absolutely could.
Yeah, I'm not going to play it straight. Like, you know, when Michigan and Michigan State have a fight that all of a sudden with 50 cameras around is not clear what's going on. Like, that to me is a little Shakespearean. You know. Or, you know, when Ohio State loses to Oregon because their quarterback did a dumb thing. Mm-hmm. That's Shakespearean, right?
Yep.
Look, I could do a 3-part play about FSU and Miami. You know, whiteth right.
Whiteth right.
and there's your 3-act play right there.
Yep.
You know.
There's something there. There's something to work with.
But a mere 3 years later.
Oh, my God.
Sir Scott Bentley did it again. No. Was it Scott Bentley? I don't know. So, yeah, there's listen, I don't know if I'm ever going to do that, but if I can.
It's on the table.
If I can break it, if I can figure out a way to do it, then I'm going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I want, like, full costumes and everything, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like have them line up and run play. Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Maybe I'll get Ian McKellen. Could you see Ian McKellen?
Yeah.
Talking about college football? He's British and gay.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's super into it.
Yeah, definitely.
So, the games of the Big 12 this week: Arizona State, Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
You know, UCF, Arizona. Houston, Kansas State. Yeah. Now, Iowa State and Texas Tech, I'm interested in this. Tech needs a win very badly. Mm-hmm. They go to Iowa State. We know they can score, but Iowa State's undefeated. Everybody has almost won every year. Like, is this to me feels like a chance for Iowa State to get upset, but I still think Iowa State's going to win. You know?
I don't trust Tech right now, and I know they desperately need a win, and this would be a great way to right the ship. They get Baron Morton back, which is definitely going to help them. I just don't see them being able to go into Ames. Like, that's such a difficult place to go and play. Yeah. I don't see them being able to do that.
Yeah. No, I don't either. But Baylor and TCU is intriguing because these were a couple programs that were left for dead a couple weeks ago. And then now they're both not. Now, there's still 4 games left in the season for both of them, 5-3 and 4-4. So they could still get left for dead.
Right.
Like, they're not out of the woods yet. But they have, rejuvenated themselves. It looks like things are starting to click a little bit. TCU has decided, hey, Savion Williams is our most talented athlete. Mm-hmm. Let's find as many ways we can to get the ball in his hands.
Yep.
And Kendall Briles went into his old 2015 playbook and was like, what do we just put him in the shotgun?
Just let him go.
And let him go. And
it's
say,
working.
Hey, Savion, we're going to stab the ball to you, and you're going to go that way.
He's big, man. I would not want to get in his way.
Yeah.
Like, he's a dude.
Well, look, he's a fifth-year senior, right?
Yeah.
So he was a guy I thought was going to get a look at a, 6th-round draft pick kind of a thing based on his production this year.
Yeah.
Which has been fine. I mean, they're fine. But offensively, their biggest – they can't run the ball.
No, they can't.
So what do? You get the ball in your best, athlete's hands. Well, if he can be kind of a Deebo Samuel type, bump that up a round or so.
I also think like what helps too is they have a lot of quick receivers, and I feel like this is just my perspective, I feel like TCU was looking at Savion to become what Quentin Johnson was, and he just didn't develop into that type of alpha. I'm going to go get the ball at all times. And I think making this adjustment makes sense because you still have receivers you can go to. You put him back there. He's very big. He's very athletic. I understand why they did it. I just feel like there's elements to it. And I feel like if he would have been more successful as being that possession receiver that you can go to, they might not be in this situation. But it also shows the benefit of having that type of athlete that you can rely on in a situation like this to switch over and just make him do something different. And have success at it. So Savion's done a really good job over there, and hats off to the TCU coaching staff for making it work.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've talked at length about the pageantry of this weekend and what is going on here, where they're honoring those 2013 and 2014 teams that were 61-58 that won the Big 12.
Blackout, all that.
The blackout. Most of the coaches, most of the coaches, about half of them will be back. The other, a lot of them have other current jobs. Well, 3 of them have a job at the one place that's playing in TCU. So that's, drama baked in. There was the chance that Gary Patterson was going to be on the Baylor sideline.
He's going to be. There's no way he's not at this game, though, right? Like, he's going to be here
If I were him, I
somewhere.
would steer clear of it.
Maybe. Yeah. No, yeah.
Yeah.
True.
It's just going to make him mad.
Good point.
It's just going to make him mad. Because this was the short period where Baylor actually did have TCU's number. It wasn't a long stretch. It was a short time. Baylor was beating TCU.
Yeah. Which
drove Gary absolutely batshit crazy.
Yep.
And the game that Phil Bennett was talking about the other day where Ahmad got ejected or Ryan got all that. He's in the post game going, Gary Patterson lives in Fort Worth. It was nuts. Yeah, but this to me is really intriguing, and I don't think it's going to set the loser on a bad path or anything.
No.
Because somebody has to lose this game. But if Baylor wins this game, I think it accelerates their confidence even more. If Baylor loses this game, then it's a here we go again. And I don't know how to quantify this to fans who haven't been here. But more often than not, when Baylor has a let's remember the good old days night,
it don't end well.
Those end really poorly.
They do.
I don't know what it is. Not every single time. There's some times where it's not that big of a deal, but basketball, women's basketball's had a couple of these. Men's basketball, baseball, has a couple times brought back the 05 CWS team and then lost 18-2. It's just, they do that. They have this nostalgia night. Hey, this is the night we're putting up a statue. It's Grant Taft's birthday. All these other things. Whenever they do this, weird stuff happens, and they don't win. My old co-host, Butch Henry, may he rest in peace.
R.I.P. Butch.
Who I have a feeling sits here every day and says, look at those 3 dumbasses. But Butch used to say, it's just a thing. It's a Baylor thing.
It is.
It's a Baylor thing. If they can exercise that demon and TCU simultaneously, I really do think this could be their 04 Red Sox moment.
It could. I feel like my approach to this game, and I'm probably going to pick Baylor. The more I was thinking about it today, I was getting a little nervous and thinking about picking TCU. But to me, if you're Baylor and you can't do it now, because this isn't the best TCU team by any means, they're very vulnerable. All of the stuff going into it, you're riding a hot hand. You have everything in front of you where if you win out, you don't even have to win out. You can lose one more game and still become bowl eligible, but ideally you would like to win out. You can beat TCU. You have the opportunity to do that. Then you could go to Morgantown and do something you haven't done. There's just so many opportunities for them, and it feels like everything's lining up, like that special type of rally run you see. But in this game in particular, if you can't beat TCU now, then when would you be able to do? That's how I'm viewing this game.
Yeah, there's fatal, like it gets fatalistic when you have a team that's always beating you no matter what. And God, what year was it? Was it 2017 where it was the Jalen Reagor game? 2018? 2018.
I think it was 2018.
2018 was the Jalen Reagor game where Baylor's defense gave up 2 big plays.
Yeah, all game.
All game, they were both to Jalen Reagor. Baylor's offense couldn't do anything and lost that game. And those are the kind, and that TCU team was not good in 2018. But they still, like, Baylor was getting better, and they still lost that game. Again, 2019, they needed a miraculous thing to happen, and that Max Duggan actually stepped out of bounds.
Yep.
And it was not obvious.
No, it was
one of those things where, like, you know, they review his foot from 3 different angles, and you could see he was on the white. I know TCU fans will never believe that, but, like, he stepped out barely, and Baylor won the game. I remember, like, the wind coming out of the sails in the stadium that day, like, almost knocked out the windows in the press box. Like, it just that may be one of the times I've been at a place where you could collectively been at places. I've been at Kyle Field many times where that happens, but that was maybe one of the ones where it distinctly was like, oh man, these are a lot. Like, there's a lot of emotion going on down here, and none of it's positive.
None of it's good.
Yeah. There's dudes breaking up with their girlfriends today. I promise you, there's a TCU frat boy who's like, I'm tired of your bullcrap, Kara. And it was just because of the Max Duggan call.
Yeah.
And then, like, 6 months later, he's just drunk, and, like, Kara's banging a better guy. And he's just like, I should have calmed down. Wouldn't even matter. I'll never do better.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, dude. No, I shouldn't have.
Screwed that one up.
We were all like, that's effed up, bro. Yeah.
But they were egging him on the whole time.
Yeah. Does she not know, like, your buddy's girl, does she not know what's going on here?
She don't know, man.
Does she not care that we're about to lose to Baylor? Yeah. That's what's going on. That's what's going on. All right. Again, a bit of a shorter show today.